on leather wings, soaring like dragons used to soar, on taloned feet, walking like humanoid dragons have to walk. Across the desert sands, they journey, seeking a way through the purple mists and more treasure for their growing hordes. Welcome to Here Be Dragons. My name is Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master, and here be dragons. Roar. We're waiting for our 1099s, dragons. Yeah. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you all.
Huh. It feels like forever.
It always feels like forever, even though it's
off.
always 2 weeks off. Last week was the Oscars. Mm-hmm. And I had the Oscar fever. I'm pretty sure who won was the viewing public with so many amazing movies to get to go see. Guys, the industry is finally back. Deteriorating? Excuse me, Jeremy, that's the best it's ever been in this game.
It was an interesting one for me to watch because the awards that were being swept were from everything everywhere all at once, and the Daniels are from my graduating class. I took my last Daniel Kwan, who was one of the two Daniels, was in my last class I took at college ever when we both came out here for the same semester, and they're both like super nice, good guys. And so
that's lame. I wanted you to say I wanted you to have like something like they're talented, but they're so mean, or they're in this cult. I wanted you to say some shade.
No, sorry. But I will say, to your point, yeah, they were really all about talking about like how everyone went back to the theaters for Top Gun and Avatar. And you know who didn't show up to the show? Tom Cruise or James Cameron. And that was pretty fucking funny to me.
I gotta say, I don't know, the Oscars. Anyway, but also we were just off. It was just convenient that last week was the Oscars because I assume many of you would be watching it anyway, so we were off at that. And
I didn't think it was intentional.
It wasn't. It was what we call a happy accident, which is the 7th cause of death in the U.S. The 7th classification of there's
happy accidents.
There's injury, accident, happy accident, accident, happy, unhappy.
You know what, Philip? You know what? When you said your intro of us, I think it's been a few sessions since we've increased our horde. So I'm just putting it out there that this murder mystery better result in an increase in the horde.
I think.
Well, technically we have
a sword.
I have the sword.
I just get that giant sword.
I would like to challenge you, Shishu.
How do we split that? How do we split the sword?
Exactly. See,
You're
the
not
thing
splitting my sword.
I want to challenge you, Shishu, with the following. There are some words that aren't great to have in the vocabulary, such as like supposed to or we'd better. I think you should just radically accept everything that happens.
I'm not surrendering to the outcome. I am setting the bar high because my parents taught me that hustle culture is real.
That is
when you want to increase your horde.
That is true. Hordes don't grow on their own, except for the many, many ways that they do.
Well, I mean, let me talk about. I mean, if you really want to
passive horde.
Yeah, no, it's about exactly. You know, you just gotta start investing in a low managed mutual horde.
Passive avarice. Yeah.
My horde froze last week. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Silicon Valley horde was a
No, that was part of.
I have credit union hordes, so.
You know,
there are
a lot of people really are talking about
horde. I keep my horde under my mattress. It'll never go away.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
But your horde's not working for you then.
Well,
unless it happens to have any construct who work for you.
That makes so sense, Lord Buku, because you're such an old money kind of guy that it makes
sense.
He has
a mattress of holding.
That you would want to have the.
I mean, every mattress when Buku's on it.
Well, I'll tell you all what.
Mattress of holding, please.
I'll tell you all what. Let's as we're sort of just kind of jumping into the game here, I'm gonna first ask you to do the thing that I'm gonna always try to remember at the beginning of these, which is we're gonna roll our luck for the week. So I need everyone to roll. Everyone gets to roll four d8s, and you're just looking for any match on them, any number of matches of the same thing. and then you're all going to add. Well, just tell me how many of a kind you get. If you get more than a first degree match, you're looking for second or better.
4.
And I get to change one of my die or roll an extra die?
No, you don't get to change the die. Yours is you decided to go with a flat bonus, so your starting point will be higher. So they will be adding. So Elon, what did you roll?
I got nothing.
No matches. Okay.
A 3, 4, 5.
Then Elon, congratulations, you have 3 luck for today. So today's luck is 3. Tongart, what do we have for you?
1 pair of 2s.
1 pair of 2s. You add that 1 pair to 3. You have 4.
Okay.
XigXag? Any
I got
matches?
nothing.
No matches. You're at 3. Shishu?
I prefer to look at it as 3.
You prefer to look at it as 3.
I have 3 because I rolled not a pair.
Okay.
So I got 3. Let's look on the bright side. That's 3 more than I had.
Oh, understood. So you're because your luck will be 3. That's great. Yes, absolutely. Lord Buku, what did you roll?
I rolled nothing.
You rolled nothing. You get 4 because
3.
of your luck stone.
Oh.
Okay.
He gets that's what your baseline is that you start at a 4. If you ever have more, you have even huger.
Wow.
Yeah, I
luck
actually
privilege.
think this is what
Okay.
happened last week too, where Buku and I were the only ones who got a little bump.
How do we use our
Okay.
luck points? I forgot.
Luck. This one isn't luck points. I know it's confusing because it's different games. The way this basically works is that whenever something that is kind of up to chance or luck would arise, you will make a luck roll instead of your other rolls, and then sometimes I'll let you do luck instead of something you're like even worse at. Cool.
Oh, and that my luck dice is only 3 then.
Yeah, so you only have 3 for today, but it changes every week. Last week, the dragons, having successfully gone through the tomb of the Gentle Breeze, decided to visit the Great Pyramid of Eternal Diversion, which so far is not quite living up to its name, but you probably get how it could. After arriving outside, you saw some hippies eating the Nymphia flowers. Where you were like, oh, okay,
Get a job.
we see what they're up to. Yeah, get a job. Except their whole vibe is definitely one you'd want to, use on your.
I don't know. They
socials.
strike me Shishu. They strike me more as like the Petaluma kind of hippies. Like they were hippies, but now they're like rich and then retired somewhere. So they're kind of.
Oh, then I like.
Yeah, they're like
those.
hi hippies.
That's hi hippies. Oh, hi hippies. So as you guys met them, you also did encounter a pretty rad like sort of dragon who was a draconic, that is, who was like hunting out there, like patrolling the stuff, and you guys got a vibe of like, okay, we may not want to mess with this guy, and you decided to sort of stealth because of his presence. So you snuck away. He had green scales and was wearing like all sort of black and desert robes and had a camel, and he sort of went off to the side, but there was a weird vibe with him.
Also, Buku and I spooned.
That is true. Buku and you spooned.
We did.
And
Buku
then
and I
a
also
little
spooned.
spoon.
for part of the time, and then Buku and Tongart spooned because.
That's right.
So yes, but from there you snuck around the side. You actually
Tongue got forked.
you forked. Good heavens!
Forked?
You then
your God.
you then climbed up into the
Little decorum, please.
rather than entering through
We're
entering through the
royalty.
main
I'm sorry.
entrance, you went up an exhaust sort of vent, for like steam from the baths. But rather than going to the baths, you moved through these sort of like tiled corridors, which had these sort of strange rainbow-colored lights. You saw a room with many hookahs and areas, various skeletal servants moving about. You hid in a grand sort of dining chamber that had a perch for a full-sized dragon. Based on its decor, Lord Buku thought that it would be for like a bomb of high station. And you guys then hid using some magic against a wall, but you were heard and then sniffed out by a living dragonborn bard. I don't know that I mentioned. I said she was bronze, right?
I think so.
No idea.
Okay. Because
We believe you.
there's a small part of me that's not sure if I said bronze or brass. I don't. note written.
I don't remember.
Very unhelpfully just wrote BR.
I just
maybe she
wrote
was a
the bard
bromide.
who's in charge.
Yeah.
A bard in the in charge, the bard in charge. So she
What's her name again?
Auset, Auset. She sort of came in, bronze. I put bronze here. We're going with bronze. No, bronze was the other one. Okay, guys, I think she's also bronze. Listen, it's not important what she is. It's just important for me to say consistency.
Sounds like it is.
It's kind of important to me. I want the record to be right. In any case, you guys jumped out and said surprise and happy birthday, which did throw her. You also noticed that she had like some pipes on her back, a musical instrument, which you sort of, I think, have suspected is that is what Eldo's prophecies told you awaited in this tomb. So you all you sort of started trying to explain whatever was going on, and she kind of just realizing something maybe amiss, she wondered if any of you were Sepa J, which is a name that you had heard Eldo say. And some pieces began to fall together that perhaps Sepa J is the love or someone related to this pharaoh whom you haven't seen, who you know is the Dark Lord of this domain. You guys were sort of vague on that point, and she said, this is fun, we're going to do a murder mystery party to find out who Sepa J is. And so like whatever they were planning for dinner that night was out the window to the consternation of the other dragons there. But it seems like they've been waiting for Sepa J a long time. And I think we did have someone rolled well enough. You did recall that Eldo had said that each of the tombs, were described as a place where Sepa J might blank. This was like where Sepa J might be entertained forever. Others were she might, lie in peace or be trapped, was like the Tomb of Infinity, for example. So, with that is where we left off, with you guys being told that there's going to be a murder mystery party so that she can find out and have some fun finding out which one of you is Sepa J.
Oh, do we get props, or is this a prop party?
I'm gonna say Shishu, based on the vibe of Auset, you would suspect some props.
Great.
So that is where we left off.
I forgot I did this.
You forgot you did what?
I think
you were the one who claimed that. You were the one who claimed that one of us was Sepa J.
So with that in mind, I'm going to read the invocation.
It's so many poor choices.
Okay. Remember everything that I told you, and I'm telling you again that it's true. You're never alone, because you can put on the phones and let the drummer tell your heart what to do. Keep on believing, and you'll discover, baby, there's always something magic, there's always something new, and when you really, really need it the most, that's when rock and roll dreams come through. Auset kind of gives a few directives to that sort of cook dragon who was here. Some of the skeletal draconics arrive, and they gesture for you to follow them. They are taking you to some waiting chambers where you can rest before the festivities begin.
Will we get our power back in this rest?
You'll get some power back in the rest. You have not gotten anything back yet because no time has passed. But we'll push a brief fast forward button. You may all regain 2 power, except for Tongart, who has a different thing as you sort of wait a couple of hours. Some snacks are brought to a well-appointed sort of chamber that has braziers burning, some cushions to sit on, some, meze plates and things are brought in for you to have. So basically after, with hour and a half in there or so, certain sort of like bundles are brought in by some of the skeletal people and sort of placed. These 5 separate bundles are placed before you. Yes, Tongart, did you have a question?
No, I had more of a thing for the group while we're waiting here.
Oh, go ahead.
So so I know we're about to play some sort of game here. The consequences of which I'm not entirely sure about. But one of us is supposed to be this person, right? Should we decide who that is amongst ourselves, right? So that we at least all agree on one truth. I feel like that's probably the most useful thing in an exercise like this. Unless we're all gonna assume we are.
Sounds like it would go terribly wrong.
I actually wonder if our best plan is not to just agree that none of us are Sepage and completely deflect. We hint that we are, but none of us are, and she just never finds out. That's our, I think, our best way to get out of this one alive.
Lord Buku suggests that we fly by the seat one of our pets. I think.
Well, I mean,
And it sounds good to me.
being probably the only one comfortable in pants, so I think that is probably the best method here.
All right, I just want to know if we were gonna kind of like try to, because I don't know that this ends until she finds out who the Sepage is.
Who knows
amongst
how
the group,
this will
right.
end? It's a mystery.
So I'm also really
If-
curious about the murder part of this murder mystery, but I guess we're just gonna have to roll with that.
If I suppose if worse comes to worse, I could pretend to be Sepage. I think
that suits you. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, leadership does come naturally to me, so that I would agree. I
Wait,
probably
is
convey that.
Sepage supposed to be the love of the leader
Or-
of this realm?
Something like that. We certainly we don't know how mutual that love was, right? But he is definitely, these monuments were all built for her, right? All these pyramids we were going in are for her.
Okay. Did you see that they brought us presents? Like, don't you guys want to see our gift bags?
Yes,
Well,
at this point,
I assume
these-
this is gonna be some sort of costume.
These bundles have come in, and they do in fact have sort of costumes. The bundles are labeled sort of numerically in sort of a rather simple kind of dot-based thing, kind of sort of a clear, universal sign of just showing that there's 5 separate things. You can tell that within them there are some costume pieces. But in addition, a scroll is brought out with a symbol on it that, given the high knowledge of stuff, and I think Elon, you do have your helm of comprehending language and such, so you can pretty quickly determine that there is a scroll that has been brought with specific instructions for Sepage.
Oh boy. Can we read it?
You are welcome to. It seems like this is being offered to Sepage specifically, but you are entirely welcome to open it for sure.
Well, we might as well find out what the rules of this game are, right? Hard to win a
Yes.
game when you don't know the rules.
Exactly. Elon, can you translate this for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
The scroll is in a very fine hand, and it is sort of writing in standard draconic symbols rather than any sort of specific sort of thing here. It is almost as if Auset is familiar with, a more universal dragon language as opposed to using a sort of a hieroglyphic system like you see so much around here in Hydelcat. But she basically, the gist of it is, it's so good to finally have you here, Sepage. We're so excited to figure out who you are. This is going to be such a fun game. Feel free to just kill whoever you want. We'll put the pieces together. I don't want to know which character you are. It indicates that, and then within it is this little, this kind of like small metal, like a little comb that one could like place upon scales. It's a pretty standard piece of sort of draconic jewelry that you've seen throughout, usually larger scale. But basically, it is implied that tapping this will turn off the lights. Will kind of will temporarily extinguish all of the flames for a few moments, so that you can perform your murders. And Outset is so excited. Outset basically didn't want to know which character you were going to be, but is sure that you can find in the packets, great questions to answer for the murder mystery party. And then it ends with that phrase that you heard already, sort of by the grace of the Pharaoh, signed by Outset.
Well, I guess let's look at what we got for these costumes.
Yeah.
I love a party.
Out of character, can I just ask, so is the idea that we're the ones throwing the murder mystery, or is she like?
I think this probably would become clear at this point. The idea is that you all will be wearing costumes and pretending to be characters in a murder mystery party, as will Outset and other members of her retinue here. So there's going to be a bunch of dragons dressed up in costumes. She's aware that one of the 5 of you will actually be Sepa J. And so she is so excited for it. So she's basically saying Sepa J gets to be the killer, and I get to deduce who Sepa J is because that's who's doing the killings.
And who is get to be dead?
She just says, "Oh, you can just kill anyone." Basically, she's saying, "So you could kill your friends, you could kill any of the rest of my stuff."
It's a murder mystery with real murder.
Yes, it's a murder mystery party, but you can kill whoever is fine. You also do get perhaps there is a line in there, not that it's not being specifically sort of suggested. You do think that that you might not want to try to kill Outset specifically. That might just that's not the spirit of what she probably wants to be the detective. Yeah.
Can we huddle without being overheard?
I mean,
we're alone in this.
You're alone in this.
Oh, yeah.
ourselves,
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, do you guys want to kill somebody?
I mean, I'm under the impression, based off of everything I've seen heading into this place, that this isn't a particularly violent area. I don't know if this is real murder or not. Is that made clear, Alon, in the directions? I don't
Well,
necessarily...
it sounded to me that was, but I have a suggestion. Maybe I have the remains of Tura with me. We could say that, hey, here is the dead person remains, something.
Well, except that she's a brickborn, and they're pretty conspicuous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dead body.
Right, it's a dead body of someone who wasn't invited to the party, though. I don't know that that's going to be a particular...
Even more mysterious.
That's one of the few things you totally can't have done, but of all the things you decided to keep carrying around with you, that's one of the ones. Is that okay? Cool, copy that.
Well, I thought maybe we find a very high level cleric somewhere. We can get a true resurrection.
Okay. Fair enough. I thought you might have returned that to the brickborns, although maybe you didn't because you were like, we don't need them to know how she did.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think there was some. Okay, fair enough.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah, because we didn't let them know we had the whip and the mask that I'm wearing.
Yeah, but I kept some pieces of her with me.
So as you guys are looking at this, I'm going to suspect that Shishu probably can't wait and starts opening some of the packages of the costumes.
I love that.
Okay, so one costume basically involves a monocle and a top hat.
I think this represents old institutions, and I'm not into it.
And the detail card says that this is Lord Smithington Rightly, a shipping magnate.
I mean, what even is shipping?
Oh, it's actually the transfer of goods over, either sea or air to,
it's a dead form of transportation.
Yes. Well, it's something. These are things you have to know when you run.
Shishu, I don't want to contradict you. Maybe it's an old form, but things still need to move from place to place. No matter how they move, that's shipping. Even if we were to teleport it, that would be shipping.
My brother is working on a technology where you would use your mind and you would geolocate, correct me if I'm wrong, Elon, you're basically, if you change the coordinates of the location in your mind, the item moves.
Yeah, it's still very early. We're going through some prototypes, but the mages assure me that they're gonna have a working version Q3.
It's gonna change the world.
That's quest 3.
That does sound disruptive, which I believe is usually your goal. But that would still be shipping. It would just be psionic shipping instead of like air or sea. But
psionic shipping. That sounds cool.
There you go. I'm happy to be of help.
What else do we have?
Okay. The next one, the next one contains a hat with a netted veil, a long cigarette holder with a cigarette in it, and a pearl necklace. This card is identified as belonging to Lady Wrightington Smothley, a shipping heiress. So again, you have Lord Smithington Wrightley, shipping magnate. Lord Wrightington Smothley, shipping heiress. Lady Wrightington Smothley.
I've already lost. Can you say the names again? Because I think you blended them both.
No, they are. It's there. And this is
Wrightington Smothley and Rothington Smothley.
There's There's Lady Wrightington Smothley and Lord Smithington Wrightley.
Okay, I got it now.
The next one.
Yeah, I'll definitely remember that.
Is Colonel.
Oh God, mustard.
Smelvingly Welvington. Colonel Smelvington Welvington is described as an explorer, and he has a pith helmet and a mustache, a fake mustache.
A mustache.
Oh, and is it like the what I imagine of like the blonde mustache that like comes out 3 inches the side of your head?
There's like a string to put that on.
Excellent.
Okay. Then there is.
Oh God.
The Duchess Welthington Smelthington. She has a hat of peacock feathers and a pair of white gloves.
I want that one. Well, the Duchess. Can I be the Duchess, you guys?
That's. It would be weird if you weren't, Shishu.
Thank you.
It's almost like the costume chose you.
And then
the
final
name is so memorable.
Wellington Smellington. And then the final one is Sir Smelvington Ham.
If that's not XigXag, I'll be in shock. Only because of the sense of smell.
That one comes with opera glasses, suspenders, and a small stuffed dog that you're presumably supposed to carry around as if it is your pet.
Oh. Well, I'm go ahead.
Evil left.
I will 100% be taking that one then, because that last little detail then.
Okay.
I'll have the explorer, please.
So to recap, so XigXag is going to be Colonel Smelthingly Welthington.
I'll be Lord Welthington Smythe.
Okay. So I will actually put these in the thing.
Colonel. I'll be just a colonel. That's it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're going to be addressed by other things. So, Lord Buku.
I'm gonna be Sir Ham. It's pretty easy.
I would like the top hat and the monocle.
Understood.
I feel like that fits.
Buku, you are Lord Smithington Wrightley. Shishu is apparently going to be Duchess Welthington Smelthington. I think my favorite detail.
I spelled it correctly.
There you go. Welthington Smelthington. We have Colonel Smelvingly Welthington. So there's a lot of things where first names are reused as last names in other situations. Smelvingly Welthington. Elon, because you didn't pick fast, the only one left for you is Lady Wrightington Smothley.
Well, Lady Wrightington Smothley seems perfect for me.
Seems very disruptive.
And then there's Sir Smelvington Ham.
So Philip, this was just to like kill Robert McKee, right? That's what these names were.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm gonna actually answer that question in the following way. These names were to tell you something about Outset.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll be hanging on to this dog.
What a cute pretend pooch.
Does the dog have a name? Is there like a collar on it?
There is not.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna call it Hamilton Smelly.
Hamilton Smelly?
Yeah.
Hamilton
or Smelthy.
Okay.
Smelthy. Seems to be our nomenclature. I don't want him to stick out.
Hamilton Smelthy. Great. All right. So, you have your characters.
Oh, wrong kind of right. I got it.
You have, so again, your shipping magnates, shipping heiresses, explorers, duchesses, and sort of sirs. That's how you guys are described. You do begin to hear the sounds of like a gathering in one of the other chambers, however. Yes, go ahead, Lord Buku.
Oh, we should probably come up with like, it sounds like we're going to be in charge of this murder mystery. We should probably come up with some variation of a plan. Also, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to find something, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to find ways to...
We want her instrument. That's what we came here for originally.
Oh, the one she's wearing?
The one she's wearing. You do want that.
You think she'll take it off to put on her costume?
Well, I'm hoping that if we entertain her enough, maybe that's just it. Or if she believes one of us is, in fact, Seppa J at the end of it, Seppa J could request it of her. But I think since you were the one who sort of declared it, Buku, and you are one of our best faces, that perhaps you should take this piece of jewelry here that's going to turn the lights off, and you can sort of pick your murders, which again I don't believe are actual murders. If this is like a party,
sure?
Right.
And then if these are guests that she's inviting here, I don't know that we're really supposed to kill them. If the other people that are all there are like just servants, I imagine maybe real death is on the table, or under the table, or around the room, as the case may be. But but if it's other guests like us, I don't know that like we're really supposed to actually,
Right.
We might want to
could make a pact not to kill each other.
Right, we should do a lot of the finger pointing, I think.
We can
Although,
make a pact not to kill each other.
I didn't realize it was on the table, Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it has always been on the table.
Yeah, Shishu, I sort of did think that we already have that pact. It was sort of the whole thing where we left together.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's just good to check in.
That's true. That is a very,
I'm with Sishu.
Yeah, that's fair. I have heard the phrase "always get everything in writing," so I appreciate
Don't
due
ever
diligence.
make assumptions. I mean, Elon was gonna leave you guys with that aberration.
Wait, you were what?
What?
I don't.
Nobody said that.
You're gonna leave us? Like to go get help, I assume, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna like leave the temple to go, like get more reinforcements, like the Brickborn.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we should get on our costumes.
There's a pause there. This
And definitely
disturbingly
not
long
kill each
pause
other.
there. Well, yes, I agree. We should definitely not kill each other. But I'm wondering, now just hear me out. Would it make sense for one of us to die so that we might be free to explore this area? Is that something that we want to do, or are we just
like-
staying on
that's
target?
Right.
That's a great idea. I don't know that one of us should be the first ones, though. I think maybe we should. Like, I don't know that one of us should be the first victim. Maybe I think we should have some finger pointing. That like we make like XigXag. You're the sneakiest amongst the group, right? In
Me?
general, I think, right?
I think it would be under. You can all look to see your relative sneaks. It's under your coordination.
Because I'm not particularly sneaky, as y'all might
No, I'm
notice.
not sneaky
I
at
have
all.
5 HD under sneak. What do you guys have?
Pretty good.
Oh.
I have 3.
You're not the winner,
Not me.
though. One of you under sneak, it's under the gold coordination column. One of you is sporting a rather large number there. And it is.
Oh, is that me?
That is you. Yes.
Oh yeah, that sorry, it's just it's me.
All right. Well, then, perhaps then, Alon.
The most trustworthy of our group, of course.
Well, Alon, then perhaps maybe we have a murder happen, and then we kind of create a situation where Alon seems like the most likely suspect. Right, like perhaps, Lord Buku, if you're turning off the lights, maybe then you bring Alon over to whoever you're killing with you, and then you kill whoever, and then you turn the lights back on. Alon's already stand over the body, right? And those of us that are like you and I, Buku, I think are pretty good talkers, and we could maybe sell Alon being the killer, and then Alon's the next victim, right? And then that's a twist, and then that's exciting. Right, that's exciting storytelling, and then
I like it.
Yeah, and then Alon's like free to sneak around and kind of find more stuff, get the lay of the place, right?
Excellent. Definitely a good plan.
So
here's how could we do this twist? We have that body, right? Would this be a bigger twist if when Alon dies that he dresses the body up in Alon's clothing? And then we're like, well, not only is the lady Writhington Smartly dead, but also is actually a Brickborn. Who knew? So is that do you think that's a vibe we could make happen?
I love this vibe.
Too much? Just right?
I think that sounds like a great.
Look, I don't think there are any bad ideas in the brainstorm process.
Oh, when Tongart says that, he hates your idea.
Well, that's not true at all. I think it's going to be an interesting thing to sort of explain.
My cousin used to have brainstorms, quite violent. I don't recommend it.
That sounds awful. I
was.
apologize for my insensitivity.
Someone's got a case of the brainstorms.
Here's a blue dragon. It happens, lightning and all.
Well, I'm just sort of the only real concern I have with using this body is that I don't know what the relationship is to the Brickborn and the dragonkin here, because they were kind of hiding off somewhere. It felt like away from everyone else, right?
I feel like that's not gonna really fly. I mean, maybe I could magic it, but I also feel like she's pretty smart about magic.
Right, she did sort of figure out that illusion pretty quickly, as far as
it's kind of like my thing. So I feel a little bit, underutilized, or that's not the right word, but you get what I mean.
I don't. That's
it's a thing. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like when you can't do the thing that you want to do. I've heard other people talk about that, so I'm trying to.
This is an interesting concept. I'm actually pretty unsure what it is you're trying to.
Yeah,
convey.
no, I've overheard some people talking about how the things that they're good at aren't really useful, but
that's a
Wait,
concept.
Are you saying that your ability to use magic is not useful?
I'm saying, no, of course I'm not saying that. That would be a crazy thing to say.
That's wild.
Right. I'm just trying to pick up what you're putting down.
If she can see through illusions, and I cast illusions, then
I understand now. Yeah.
My skills.
Yes.
But see, when you're off on your own, and it's not her that's looking for you because she's looking for the killer in the room, your illusions are going to be much more useful out in the halls, right?
Yeah. No, that's actually.
You'll really
I
shine
knew that.
there.
I knew that part.
I
I'm glad that you
understand
came to
what
that
you're talking
conclusion.
I used to my old teacher had me try to convince a stone that it was an animal, which
Easy.
of course
Day one.
makes no sense.
Done. No, I've done that so many times. Step one.
You guys.
What did you do after that?
At this point, you all with whatever degrees of hearing, I think the worst hearing any of you have is probably like 3 or 4 in your vitality or whatever. You all can hear music playing from down the hall.
I think we better start killing somebody now.
Well, I think we're gonna have to go into the room.
Oh, quick
Okay.
question. Anybody mind if I actually kill somebody? Is that going to be an issue? I know some of
As
you get a
long
little
as it's
squeamish
not
with things.
me, I'm fine with it.
We've agreed. None of us are actually going to die.
Right. I feel like we should maybe get the lay of the land before we make that decision. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, if it's a matter of, like, we got to kill someone so that we don't all
But
get killed,
just
that seems okay. But, like,
kill some
if it's a
lowly-
party
Of
foul
course.
to kill someone, that seems like it's going to call more attention than help.
I think we
I
have
agree.
been given carte blanche to kill whoever. Just kill somebody not important.
See,
We
XigXag,
are
I feel like
dragons,
that
we
is
kill people if
I feel like that
Okay.
is I feel like we should confirm that cart is blanche before we start writing all over it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I do feel like Sepage probably has, carte blanche to do literally whatever they want. So
yeah, exactly.
it does seem. I've known some pretty, pretty important people, let's say, that don't have to answer to a lot of other folks, and their proclivities for entertainment tend to get a little bit outside of what some of you might consider the norm. So I wouldn't say that it's an unreasonable thing to expect them to expect us to actually use some blood and guts, which might make killing Elon a bit trickier. So,
Right, that's
sort
of another reason why, if that's the route we're going to go down, that maybe we don't establish an actual murder as the first murder.
Fine. We shall try doing something else. I think that's probably a better.
I'm gonna go and sneak around while you distract the bard, and I'm gonna just do my own thing, right?
Well, after we kill
Yes.
After we kill what?
After we kill you.
You're the second murder.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Right, because we got to point the finger at you as being like the likely person, then kill you to
But wait,
create more intrigue.
That's the twist.
We're not going to really kill you alive. It's gonna
You are the red herring.
Yeah,
but what? Do we already talk about what you're gonna the body situation?
Well, I assume if it's like a party, we'll just clear the body out, right? Like someone will just like clear, like in most of these parties, right? Someone just kind of clears the murdered people out of the room.
Doesn't the body just stay there? They
We'll
put a
have the
sheet
body
over
moved.
it.
We'll get the body moved. We'll get your body. We'll have you moved. You'll be moved somewhere.
Okay.
And then you're free to do whatever, Alon.
All right. So who's gonna do?
And if anybody sees you, you're the ghost of Elon, and you can give clues and such.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
I'm a little bit concerned that like there's a little bit of a literal thing going on here. That like, I think that maybe our host is gonna want like actual,
Well, that's why we're gonna not kill someone in the group to start, right? Like that'll be a big giveaway about what the expectations are. But I get the sense that she's just kind of looking to Seppa J to set whatever tone Seppa J wants to set, right? Like if Seppa J doesn't want to really kill anyone, Seppa J doesn't have to really kill anyone, right?
But would not killing someone reveal Seppa J as not being Seppa J?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Alon. We literally have no idea, no way to know that in our current.
Is a Seppa
circumstances.
J that really doesn't kill truly a Seppa J? And
That's-
if you replace all the parts of a Seppa J,
a draconic sort of like walks into this chamber. She is holding a kind of like a little piece of scroll papyrus, and she has a white lace hat on, and a feather duster, kind of over her just otherwise robes. And she just looks in and says, "Excuse me, sirs and madams, I was sent to invite you to join us in the main hall. I'm just a humble parlor maid. So I'm so sorry to bother you.
Could you not be a butler instead?
What's-
That would be more appropriate.
No, I'm just a parlor maid.
Why not a butler?
I am just a parlor maid.
That was great.
Thank you.
I really appreciate the effort.
Oh, and
That's really kind of you.
I'm supposed to say, please don't kill me here if she can't see it again.
Should we kill her here?
I believe the game starts inside the dining room.
Okay.
We should probably go in first.
I am
good.
I
Saved
am
by the tongue dart.
I am Miss Smelfalia Bewalia, the parlor maid.
Phil,
So Wellington Ham, or Smellington Ham. Happy to meet you.
Lady Jelly Wellington.
Duchess Spelvington.
She's
I
like,
am Lord Smithington Rightly. It's a pleasure to meet you.
she has this. I tell you what, everybody read person for me. It's under your will. XigXag, do you say your name?
I sent your message. Read person.
Artwork.
Yes.
Nothing.
Artwork. Yeah. That's about intention. This person, I'll phrase it like this, Lord Buku. Though this Dragonborn knows that she has to participate in this, she has no intention of trying to remember your names. The fake names you all just said.
Hey, 2 in trinkets.
2 in trinkets.
Memory.
She.
God, I had this.
Oh,
my
that's perfect.
God, Jed.
She does not seem, she does not seem particularly content about being a part of this. She does not seem. She's been forced into doing this. That's the idea.
2 in trophy.
Trophy. You're sort of getting the same vibe. She is very her competitive streak in solving this crime is extremely low. Let's phrase it like that.
I have a 3 in trophy. If there's a little extra nugget, if not, that's fine.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna put the bit of the sense of the vindictiveness on this. 3 in trophy. You don't think that this specific Dragonborn has much love for Auset.
Oh, interesting.
This draconic seems to not only resent that this is happening, she seems to not like Auset very much at all.
I would like to go and I want to chat this person up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a sense of what they think of. And now where my player brain is at. The person that Buku is pretending to be.
Of Sepa J. Absolutely. You can certainly do that. And I'll also clarify, you guys can, if you guys are sort of conferring it all slightly as she kind of goes back down the hall. Tongart, would you mention those feelings about Auset?
Yeah, I was,
Okay, yeah,
and
so-
I was. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would. I like kind of as we're going. It's like I don't think everyone here might be a big fan of who's in charge. And I'll ask, is it my dear parlor maid? How long has
a fair bit ahead of you guys and pauses
Yeah.
and comes.
We can
yes,
walk
what is-
and talk. I know you have a job to do.
Bonsoir.
How long has Auset been in charge of everything here?
Many years.
You don't have to do the stupid accent, by the way. We're not even starting the game yet.
This is just my normal voice.
It hasn't started yet. That's true. I guess I don't. She's been here for a very long time. I mean, she is immortal, so you know. It's,
is there someone who was here before her?
No, I think this one was custom built. Well, that's a complicated thing. I think they found. There were some before, but the undead bards just don't have the breath control. She turns around and starts heading into the room as you guys in the hallway. But so that was just to clarify, it was the undead bards don't have the breath control, so they had to get an immortal one.
That's interesting.
Undead.
Well,
Bad feelings.
You want to go see what kind of food they get?
Yeah.
That sounds like an excellent idea. I mean, let us go forward and see what fine feasts they have here at this wonderful establishment.
As you guys
Luke,
step
you
in,
need to do a character
I
voice.
love the monocle. So as you guys step in, you do find that tons of food have been laid out, but it has more been set up for like buffets. There are various skeletal guys. They've been given like quickly created like bow ties, and they are carrying around trays of drinks. And huge spreads of food have been sort of hastily put together. You notice there is the bronze cook who you saw before is wearing a white collar and carrying a sort of a large tome, and has kind of like a black kind of cloak. Looks sort of like certain kinds of priests might look. You notice there is also one wearing a large kind of like hat, sort of a naval type hat that's kind of furry on the edges. And then another one is wearing a head mirror and has a stethoscope. And then you see that Outset is here, and she is wearing she's wearing like lots of sort of scarves and bangles, and she has kind of a sort of like a beaded headdress sort of thing on. She is also wearing these like dark glasses, like dark sort of lenses over her eyes. And as you guys come in, she says, "Oh, darlings, you're here. That's absolutely perfect. I was wondering how long it was taking, but then I realized you can't rush beauty. You all look marvelous, absolutely splendid. So I take it that we have... Oh, I'm familiar with these characters. I'd recognize you all anywhere. Everyone, please welcome Lord Smilington Rightly, shipping magnate. Lady Rightly Smartly, shipping heiress. Colonel Wellington, Smelvingly Wellington, explorer. Duchess Wellington Smelvington. And Sir Smelvington Ham. Hello. I am, of course, Madame Exotica Mysteria. And here we have Dr. Writingford Wealthable, Friar Holingman Welthingham, and Commodore Marmador.
Oh my god.
And there is also there is also a maid here. She's below notice, Miss Smelthelia Bewalia. And the maid says, "Pleasure to meet acquaintance." And kind of, she just gives her this glare and says, "As you can see, I'm so excited about tonight's festivities. I've even put on some little leaded lenses that block my true sight, so go about your days and just I'm so excited to see who gets killed and how it all goes. Not that I'm expecting murder, of course. I'm Madame Exotica Mysteria. Perhaps I'm always expecting murder. When it's around me, things get very exciting. For now, mingle."
You know, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic party.
Madam Exotica Mysteria, question for you.
I live to answer questions and to dance, of course. And also, I have other secrets. For instance, I saw Colonel Smelvingly Wellington talking to Commodore Marmador on the terrace 2 nights ago.
Oh, well, we had business to discuss.
Commodore Marmador is like, "We did? What the Where? Do I supposed to know? What is happening? Yeah, go ahead, Shishu.
So, Madame Exotica Mysteria, I was just noticing that you really use. A lot of us have the word Smelthington and Smelthingly. Is there a significance to that nomenclature?
Oh, yes, of course. It's because the colonizers who love to come and explore around High Delcat, they're all totally interbred and they're all related to each other.
And he's very accurate, I imagine.
Cannot make a mustache. I'm sorry. No fake
I
mustache.
just like XigXag's over there fiddling with a mustache.
I'm not gonna draw one. I was just that's a little bit extreme.
I would like to go mingle with the rest of, like, with other guests.
Absolutely.
As well, would love to chat with the friar, perhaps, and see what he is about.
Okay.
All I've had to eat in like a day is those flowers, so I would like to find some food.
Oh, there's plenty of food, and it's all pretty good. You can, if anyone's suspicious, I guess you can
grape
make
leaves.
rolls, it's good. Nah. It's all good.
Give me some dolmas. I'll be happy.
Yeah. So you're going to talk. So you're going to talk to the. You said you're going to talk to the doctor. Or you're talking to the friar, and you were talking to the Commodore, Lord Buku.
I would like. I do not care. I would like to talk to one of the three.
I'll go for the friar.
Who did you say, Lord Buku? I'm sorry.
I said the friar, but
then you'll talk to the friar. So
matter.
You head over to the friar, and the friar, Holy Man Welthingham. This is the bronze cook who'd previously come in. And she looks like, she kind of looks at you and says, yes, blessing of the breath be upon you, Lord.
And upon you,
Smilthingable Regillable.
Lord Smelthington Rightly.
Lord Smithington Smithely. I am just, of course, a humble...
Very close.
Man of the frock. Frock? And I hope I just want to lead my... I saw Madame Exotica... I'm sorry. What? You were... Go ahead.
Yes, you. What was it you saw, Madam?
Oh,
Madam.
Yes.
Madam.
I
What's
saw
her name?
Madame Exotica had an argument with I mean, I had an argument with Madame Exotica. No, I didn't have an argument with Madame Exotica.
I just turn around and walk away. This person's an idiot.
Try the canapé. Tongart, you were going to speak to the doctor, I suppose?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Doctor.
Dr. Ridingford Wealthable.
Hi there, doctor.
Say
You want to check the dog as well?
Okay. Say
Ah.
I thought I was checking the dog.
Oh, sorry. The dog. I mean, the dog can't speak.
I know it's railroady for her to give us too many options, but I don't like when I'd rather have a little more guidance than this. This doesn't say what to do if you ask about the dog.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't actually have any guidance whatsoever, other than my name is Sir Smellington Ham.
Oh,
something like that.
Do
you normally throw parties like this?
No. So, Sir Smellington Ham, what is this I hear about you trying to get in business with the shipping magnate Smithington Rightly? What is this I hear about you doing business? It was overheard. I heard about it from the fucking maid.
Ow. Oh, well, imagine we were just sort of talking casually about reinventing how shipping works in the world and through some sort of new technology. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just something. It's fine.
This doctor was trying to pull out like a quill to be like taking notes on new technology that wasn't in here.
And I'm more of like an idea kind of person, so I like Like he's a real sort of planner.
I see.
I just am good at sort of coming up with ideas.
Okay.
But what are do you see anything else suspicious with anyone here?
Not that I'm supposed to share until there's been at least 2 murders.
Understood. But so you've never done a party like this here before?
No.
Okay, so this wasn't like something that was always planned for when Seppa J returns.
No.
Or arrives, or what have you.
What did you? What?
Oh, Seppa J?
Is here? Wait, is...
Perhaps, man. That's just that's something I heard the madam talking about.
Is this part of the game?
As I understand it, yeah. Now, I don't know if it's true or not.
The doctor walks away from you and goes over to the friar and starts pulling the friar aside. And the friar's like nodding, like, no, that's what was said earlier. I wasn't sure. And so like they're all now the friar and the doctor are having a very intense conversation between the two of them. Oh my gosh! And now Shishu, as Duchess Welvington Smelvington looks fantastic.
I couldn't find any. I lost my feathers. I left them in the room, so I just have this part of my costume.
I will say that as you're sort of standing there doing that, you look. Everyone just looks so fantastic. Commodore Momador, you all notice that the doctor Writingford Wealthable is muttering something to Commodore Momador, who looks sort of eyes wide, and then as kind of is close to you, Shishu just sort of steps over and says, "Good evening. I am Commodore Momador, and you are."
Duchess Welthington Smelthington.
Right. Well, just in case you are something more than a mere Duchess Welthington Smelvington, I kneel before you in humble prostration.
You think I'm Seppa J?
Would not even
very cute.
I would not even besmirch that name by using it myself on a tongue as unworthy as mine. Also, as he bows, his hat totally falls off and he's like picking it up to like.
You are not royalty like I am, but I dub thee Sir Commodore Momador.
Your royalty is in your Seppa J, royalty is in the character, and I am so sorry. I should not even speak in your presence.
I guess we'll never know.
Oh. Goodness. Just kind of bows and then backs into XigXag, turning around and going, welcome. I am Commodore Momador, and if you are more than you appear, I kneel before you in humble prostration.
Okay. Yes.
And I do one of these whispers to my friends, like, to whoever my friend sees it. I don't know who's around.
You guys are all mingling. You can get to anybody pretty quick.
I'll just give you a thumbs up or claw up. I'll actually kind of like make my way over to Lord Buku whenever I get the chance.
Sure.
Yeah. I am Colonel Smellingly Welthington. Yeah. Stand up, good man. My man.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
How handsome.
Do you like shoes?
Do I like shoes? What?
You should say yes and give them your shoes.
I'm...
Take off your shoes, give them your shoes.
I'm not wearing any shoes. A moment, please. And just bows low, holding the hat on, is rushing back to their chambers.
Okay. I didn't even get to ask him about brains. Damn.
At this point, Elon, Madame Exotica Mysteria, aka Auset, will sort of sidle up next to you and say, darling, your lady, Your lady Wrightington Smartling?
I am.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's.
Did you find your? Do you like the cigarette holder? It's vintage.
I love it.
Wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to keep these on, but I keep bumping into things. They're very thick. I don't want to. You should all be free to move in the dark whenever. Oh, or maybe you don't know about that. This is going to be so much fun.
What do you mean, move in the dark?
Oh, yes, perhaps nothing at all. Just, I hear rumors that many of the guests here are out to kill each other for varying reasons, with varying degrees of malfeasance. I, of course, Madam Exotica Mysteria, I have my own grudges in this group. For example, I really wouldn't mind it if that maid got, if you take my meaning. I've felt that she was always, causing many problems and pilfering things from the wealthy among us, if you understand what I'm saying. So, yes. This is so fun.
Well, I think that, I'm so bad at this.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. Just say, here. Oh, here you go. Be in character. See that one carrying the tray? Just knock the tray over. Create a little stir. Go ahead. Yell something at it. Yeah.
What do you think you're doing? Huh? You're not my dad. You don't know me.
The undead servant, sort of
and
like.
I start kicking him.
The undead servant just kneels down and lets you start kicking him.
I just want to remind everyone.
Already dead.
I want to remind everyone just to properly paint the picture that Alon currently has a veil.
Yeah. He's wearing a little pillbox hat with a veil and a cigarette.
Right.
Yeah. So
Little Jackie.
You're not my dad. You're not my dad. That undead skeletal thing is just sitting there letting you kick it. The maid, she will sort of hearing this, she's kind of like, oh, is that a Mordouar? Mordouar? How would they say?
Oh yeah, no, not yet. No, I don't think it's a total full-on murder.
Oh yes, and of course it's not a murder, dears. In a murder, I think the lights would all go out, or maybe not. But perhaps it'll be even more interesting. I suppose what would I nothing about lights going out. Don't even listen to me, dears.
I look at Tangrod and go, "Supposed to, like,
I'll make my way over to Lord Buku as I was saying earlier.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know if you got anything. It all seems like everyone's like playing a part. I really think this is like parlor games. I don't know if this is like
completely.
All right. Yes. The doctor said he had something to say after 2 murders. So I don't know if that's something we want to hear, or if it makes sense to just kill the doctor right from the get-go, and so there's not really someone verifying.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Ooh, I like that. Then they won't know Alon's actually dead or not.
Do you want me to murder you so that you can go sneak?
Yeah.
That was not
The lights are gonna go out and everyone's gonna kill someone.
Does anybody know how to turn off the lights, the torches, real quick?
So I believe that you guys said that Buku was going to be Sepajay.
Yeah.
So Buku has the little comb that you can like sort of tap to turn off the various torches in his chamber.
I'll actually make my way over to Alon and Alon.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could take the doctor into a separate room or get close to him so we can kill him.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that.
Are we actually killing him? Could you actually kill him, or do you want to just like fake kill him?
I'll fake kill him.
Fake.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay. You should probably explain to him first that they're going to be dead and what they need to do. Seems everybody's pretty poor as far as like the actual, execution of these things.
Okay. I'm gonna go take him.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and buddy up to him.
Okay.
And then just rip his throat out.
And
The doctor's demeanor has really changed upon seeing you. Earlier, he was just kind of like dismissive in one of the rules. Now that he thinks people might be SCPJ, he's much more. And as you come, the doctor says, hello, I'm a doctor. I'm not actually a doctor. I'm not really a doctor.
You know what? No one needs to hear your excuses, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Come with me into this small room and close your eyes.
Oh, okay. He kind of looks around. You do notice that this is being observed by other guests here, but the doctor, Dr.
I'm starting to get stage fright.
Dr. Ridingford Wilthable will go into a small sort of vestibule with you off on the edges. Owset bumps into a table and everyone looks over there and she says, I can't see anything. What's happening? These are too dim. I can't see. I mean, I'm mysterious. Don't worry about me. So Elon, he has stepped into a small chamber with you. Many of the other guests, the friar and the commodore, are sort of like gathered, and the friar is sort of saying stuff with the commodore's like, and that maid is sort of standing off on another side. Elon and the doctor have walked in. The rest of you are just kind of scattered about.
Oset actually, is she distracted or is she paying attention?
She seems somewhat distracted.
Okay.
You get the impression that Oset's glasses that prevent her true sight may also impede her normal sight a fair bit.
Excellent.
Yeah. She has walked into tables several times and like hitting her hip on the corner and just said, merciful.
I wait for her to bump into a table and then I click the lights off.
Oh, perfect. So easily done. Because she's bumping a lot. She bumps. The lights go out. For XigXag, Shishu, and Tongard, it becomes pretty dark. XigXag, you can still smell pretty well, but for Shishu and Tongard, it's like it's pitch black.
I have true sight to 10 feet, I think, don't we?
I don't think that retained in your dragon forms. Yours is special because it's in your biped forms. You don't have the 10 feet of blind sight. But you have 1,000 feet of smelling people because you're preposterous. But the rest of you, it is very dark. Buku, you've turned off the lights. Elon, you're back in the room. You see the lights have gone off. And this doctor is just standing there scared. I will also say that when the lights go off, the Commodore screams. Commodore Momador does let out a ah! And then you hear like a sigh and a ah from the French maid. And Madame Exotica Mysteria is asking, wait, what's happening? Are the lights out? I can't even wait, are they gone? I don't want to take this off because I'll know that is it dark? And someone's like, yes, it's dark. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Oh no, what could possibly be happening? I see all. I'm Madame Exotica Mysteria. Elon, what do you do? You're in this room with the doctor.
I'm gonna go and say, you're dead, and I'm gonna like pretend to kill him.
I understand. I am prepared for whatever purpose you have for me, Sepajay. We're so happy you're finally here.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, just lay down and pretend like you're dead.
You're not killing me. I serve you in death or life, for you are of the Pharaoh.
So
I will.
Predictable.
So I just lay down and just pretend.
Yeah.
I will come to your aid if you call on me. The doctor just sort of. Should I make a noise like I've been killed?
Yeah. Do that.
Oh, my guts! Oh no, my sciatica! It's finally the cholesterol finally cut off, and murder.
From your diaphragm.
Oh, sorry. And my diaphragm's been ripped out.
Oh, we should have thought of some fake blood or something.
What a grisly murder. It sounds like has happened.
Lord Buku, you
I
can
say very loudly, oh no, the lights have gone out. It sounds like someone's been killed. I wonder if I would suspect everyone is still in this room.
Elon.
I just walk in. I just walk in.
I click the lights back on.
All right, tell you what, Elon, give me a luck roll.
Okay. That's three.
Yeah, it's 3 if you didn't get any matches.
No, nothing. No
So
match.
yeah, basically you say I'm sure everyone's in the room now, and then it's like
Oh,
beat,
shit.
beat, and then you turn the things on, and Elon's like stepping out of that thing, and Commodore Momadore's like, wait, what happened? Is that the murderer? Wait, is the murderer Sepa J? Is that what's happening? Are we? Wait, what's happening?
And I'll point at Elon, like it's like, wait, were you just coming out? Did you go to investigate this then, or were you just coming out of that room, sir or lady?
Miss, did I?
Can someone turn the lights back on? Wait, they are on. I can see my hands. I just can't see the invisible
lights
spirits
are
on the ethereal plane. What? They're on. Yes.
Good.
They're
Is
hurt.
everyone here? Are we all safe and sound?
Oh, has someone finally been killed? Yes, who's been killed? And then she sort of says, "Damn it, you're still here," kind of talking to that French maid.
And you hate her.
Nobody kill her. Nobody kill her.
The Alset
looks
kind of
like
gives you a look she show, like, you don't know the half of it. She's actually talking to a little palm, but, you know, like, in the direction of where you are. She's talking to a potted plant, but you don't know the half. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Tongard. Enough shtick.
Has anyone seen the doctor?
Not me.
Oh,
are you not feeling well?
Is there a
need a
doctor in the
doctor?
house? I'm carrying his loved... Oh, come on.
Doctor, perhaps we should split up and find the doctor.
That seems like a
Knows
good idea.
where they might
More.
have gotten to.
Commodore
This
Momador
party
is
is
like,
amazing.
should we check in? No. Whatever.
Oh, what's that, Commodore?
I
Sure.
just... I humble myself, prostrate at your feet.
You don't have to. Just do what you were going to do.
But perhaps that space, that exalted one who might be
The
whom
lady
we
that just stepped out.
whom we have potentially awaited, but I don't want to go against her wishes, so I lay prostrate.
But it's all right, Commodore. Just go check in. Just go check in this place they're talking about. That you just saw.
Oh.
We just saw the lady walking.
Commodore, go check in there already. You're a Commodore. You don't know about any ladies who you have to humble yourself prostrate before. That's not on your card, is it?
It's not on the card. No, it's not.
Commodore will. I was gonna read the whole card. I was gonna read this whole thing right here. The Commodore will go look in that room and say, Oh, wait. Are you? And then you hear a whisper going, I'm supposed to play dead. Oh, is this an act of mercy from Sepajade? And then the Commodore comes out and says, the doctor is dead. But
The doctor is dead in there.
the doctor is dead in there.
Oh no!
I humbly prostrate.
Who could
but-
have done this?
Yes. I did it if that aids the one before whom I should humbly prostrate myself.
Wait, no. Oh my god.
Oh, I saw
no,
lady. I saw lady.
You saw nothing.
Oh, I saw nothing. Okay.
Oh wait, what's that? What's that, boy? Yeah. We both saw that lady walking right out of that vestibule just before the lights, right when the lights were coming back on.
Oh, should
What
we...
did you do in there? And I'm gonna start walking towards a lot.
Okay, cool.
You saw nothing. No, you didn't see. I didn't do anything. It was all a setup job.
Who set you up then?
Which one is it? I can't see anything.
Stand aside. Let me smell the corpse.
I'm sorry. What, Colonel?
I need to smell the corpse to find the killer.
All right.
Interesting investigative technique, but
All right,
I'm not
sure,
a colonel, so
Colonel,
I
if
don't know these things.
Colonel, you can walk back in the room, and you see the doctor is laying on the ground, like eyes open, just looking around, like. Oh, and then when you come in, the doctor goes,
This must be a secret technique found only in the depths of the
Well-
savage lands from which the colonel has ventured.
Exactly, my friend. That it is. I learned it from the Potentats. It is. It's a method of trekking. I smell the guy for real. It's just
Wow.
a
Colonel,
not
you
smelling.
are,
Oh yes, the killer
Colonel,
went
you
that
are
way.
so worldly.
And I start going, and leave the room.
Okay. So you step into
Wait,
the
where is
vestibule, you smell it, and say "killer" with that way, and you're just walking out of the room.
Yeah, I'm following the scent trail of the murderer.
Understood.
So should we
Supposedly.
follow? Is the colonel leading us to the murderer? Because I think the murderer's standing right here, in my
How
opinion.
dare you, sir? How dare you?
Look, all I'm saying is that you came out of the room where the doctor was dead.
I
As
feel
Lance will
so
come back.
betrayed. You're gaslighting me.
Oh,
Perhaps what we should do.
I think
Perhaps what we
yes.
should do is you, Mr.
Shouldn't you do a second
Sir
dark
Smithington,
darkness?
the Smithington Ham, you should stay here with the lady.
I will. Absolutely, I will keep an eye on this.
While the rest of us follow the colonel to see where the trail leads.
Oh, that's
splitting
us
right.
up. This is so exciting. Yes. All right. Fine. So basically, if you guys are all, so you are trying to have everyone follow XigXag out
I don't care if they
with
follow the...
with Tongart and Elon remaining behind. Is that the idea?
That seems like.
All right. So Outset can be guided by probably Commodore Bomador. And Friar Holyman Welthingham will they begin guiding Outset, who's still bumping into stuff, after XigXag. The maid is still here. Just saying, I am. What are ours supposed to be?
Yeah, look, we're not going to tell on you if you drop the accent. It's fine.
How dare you take my honor, sir?
Oh, I don't.
How could you? I don't feel safe in a room alone. I am
Well, I mean, we
a
have.
lady.
So basically, right now it's the maid, Elon, and Tongart in the room. Everyone else has gone down the chamber.
Well, this is
She's
Only
just-
you and I are
This
here.
is a good time to kill him.
I'm sorry, lady. I don't mean to question. I don't know that I took your honor because it doesn't appear like you maybe had any since you seem to have murdered the
How
doctor.
dare you?
Are
And I'm
you
going-
in
I
character?
have gloves on, right?
You do, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm taking off my gloves.
Okay.
Very.
Is that what? Yeah. She does seem like a liar to me.
So you are in character.
Wow, that is unnecessary, lady. That is unnecessary. We do not. I feel like you've resorted to enough violence tonight. You do not need to spread some on me.
This is shocking. I'm not even in here.
Yeah,
and
you're not
I'm
even.
shocked.
You can feel it. Speaking of which, XigXag, you've led everyone down this chamber. You've gone down Shishu, Buku, the Commodore, the Friar, and Madame Exotica Mysteria. They're all right behind you.
Do I smell anything interesting though?
You can make a smell roll.
How much is that? 7, right?
It's whatever it says for you. If you might get a dragon die on it, which means let me look at your sheet. You for your smell, you get to roll 7 dice total, and then one of them you can change to any number you want after the roll. Ooh, how fancy! Also, everyone can regain 1 more power because, you know.
Not I.
Joke's
You've
on
stripped
you.
me
I'm
of
at
my
full
power.
Excellent. Well done.
Well, I have 2 2s and 2 7s, so that is.
2 2s and 2
Let's
7s.
see, 2 coinage and 2 trinkets, and let's change 1 extra die to a trophy. So 3
Understood. So you smell there are a few humanoids in here, and then several undead that you can just sort of smell in the area. You do know that the sort of like the most pungent rooms are the dining hall you came from and like a kitchen beyond it, you think. That room that has all of the hookah pipes is also pretty pungent, and you can smell sort of like you feel like it's probably like around many corners, but technically not blocked. there's no total cover from it. There, whatever chamber those baths are, also have numerous aromatics in them. You generally smell that sort of like ozone scent of magic, and there's a lot of just general magical stuff in here. But you don't smell any like immediate sources of danger. You don't smell any you don't smell anything that like really doesn't fit. Like there's no hint of aberration or you know a touch of a you know. Oh, they're actually, I will say it's not within total cover. Never mind. You definitely smell a lot of scents that perhaps XigXag would not, but the vast majority of beings, especially draconics, especially biped dragons, would deem pleasant. This is like there's a real spa vibe in here, you know. A lot of like.
Do I smell any treasure?
You don't smell all that. You don't smell gold. You don't smell like hordes of gold. You sort of smell a good amount of treasure like on the walls throughout, but you don't smell like consolidated treasure pits or anything. Which is strange, although it's also entirely plausible that such things are, you know, because your huge range of scent does not extend through. So like there may be some stone doors somewhere, and if you were to open those, you'd be like, Scrooge McDuck time. Let's go swimming. But so XigXag, as you're doing that, Shishu and Buku, are you doing anything as you sort of follow in this line as XigXag's just sniffing around?
I'm trying to like wink at them that, hey, just try to memorize the place if we have to, like flee or something.
Is our hostess in the sunglasses of Exotica Mysteria, is she wearing her instrument on her back, or is it not with her?
She has her instrument on her back in a way where like the costumes, like her costume piece has been placed over it. You suspect she never removes it.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's saying, wait, so no one's being murdered now? Should we go back, or you smell something? What's happening? I'm so excited.
They may be getting murdered.
Oh, then so it is the gold one who's not you. You're gold, right? I can barely see. She's talking to you, Shishu.
Oh, yeah, I'm gold, but so is my brother.
Right.
But also so are others of us. But I don't know.
Sure, but the point, I can't. Okay.
And one of us could be Seppa J. Who knows?
I know. I mean, and then I know I was keeping that somewhat quiet for you, but yes, that's the whole point of the fun. The murderer is Seppa J. The murderer is Seppa J. And then you hear Commodore Momador saying, "Oh, then we should go lay prostrate before her, for the murderer is that one who was back there, seen coming out of the room." Wait, someone was seen coming out of a room? Oh my goodness, we should go back at once. Buku?
Exotica Mysteria, I have a question for you.
Yes, of course.
I know that you have true sight and that's why you wear the glasses, but it does seem funny that you're playing a murder mystery and you have no idea what's going on.
I have to tell you that I didn't quite realize these glasses were so thick with lead as they are. I was hoping that this would take away my obvious advantage of being able to see the truth of things, but this is, although I deserve such a handicap because it's wonderful. The point is, 7J will soon be revealed, and more murders will happen, I hope. Because, quite frankly, the body count's been a little low for my taste. Somebody wants to... Who will rid me of that meddlesome maid, for example? No.
Why do you hate her so?
Oh, I don't hate her at all. She's also not really a maid, you know. She's just one of my friends who's here, and she's not a total jerk, and I don't resent her and her little snide comments all the time. Don't you worry. No, she's a normal person, totally fine. And you hear the two like guiding her, like, is she talking? Yeah, all of us. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward. We'll cut back to Elon and Tongard and said maid.
Well, I'm gonna like as the lady is assaulting me, I'll sort of turn to the maid and say, perhaps you should go get the Commodore. I think we need to detain this murderer. Or the Colonel. I don't know, some authority.
Why? Oh, why? That's.
You are the boss. Just tell her
That's
to.
it.
Oh, why? Is that's how they say? We? I always thought they just said we, but I guess they say oh, I.
Oh, so yes, I understand.
She just kind of curtsies and just walks off, kind of with the thing. She walks out of the room. You two are alone.
Okay. All right. I guess then I'm gonna be the one to kill you, Alon. I think that's what's gonna happen here. Hopefully.
How dare you? You cannot. You can.
Oh, it's just you and me. I think
It is, and it is just an assault on my honor as a woman and as a noble person.
Well, I do
I
apologize.
am a shifting magnet.
I do apologize, but you did kill that person in that room.
I did no such thing.
Okay, so here's what I think, Alon. So here's I think is gonna happen. Remember the whole you gotta sneak around thing? Remember that part of the plan?
Oh, right.
So I think when the lights go out next time, if you and I are the ones alone in here, you'll go down. But I think
I was just like so.
I understand. It was mesmerizing to watch. I felt it. I felt the passion.
I panicked, and then I was like, I was her.
Right. No,
like,
I understand.
felt those feelings.
Right, and
I felt them.
Yeah, I think what you are developing, Alon, is called
I don't
empathy.
ever feel anything ever.
Right. This is a lot of
admit to
progress.
myself.
Oh no.
And I'm very impressed, and I am so excited to sort of dig into this with you after the party, and we can try to dissect this. We can talk about the feelings you felt at length. I promise you that. I'm just thinking that when we do the part where you get killed, so that you can go off and explore,
right.
maybe use some illusion so it looks a little more grisly, so that they maybe think this is a real one. I mean, that changes stuff, and then everyone's going to kind of point their fingers at me, and then we can have your body cleared off, since it will be so grisly looking.
Okay. All right.
Although I guess we're alone, we could just do this, right? We don't really need the lights to go out.
That's true. You also have no means of making them go out because Lord Buku has the thing.
Right.
Speaking of which, the maid catches up to the rest of you and says, Quamidwar, they want you to detain our lady.
Sorry, what?
Commodore? Dwar? I don't know what that. And she goes, speak in an accent. Commodore, the lady must be detained.
Right?
Anyone?
Detained? I'll tell you what. Make an analyzer roll, Lord Buku-Basan.
This is very Mel. This is very Mel Brooks.
This is very Mel Brooks.
Well, although actually, a lot now I'm thinking about it, if everyone already thinks you're the killer, I guess there's no reason why. Well, we don't want them looking for you.
No. But here, I'll you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my simple spells to cast a spell skill to communicate via brief telepathic message with targets within 120 feet. And so I'd like to send a message to Buku to tell him to turn the lights off.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll say we'll.
3 trinkets.
Oh, okay.
Do I understand what she says?
Yes, you understand that what she's trying to say is the Commodore, the Commodore must come and help detain. The lady must be detained, but she's turning that to Commodore detained. So yeah.
Got you. Oh, it appears that the Commodore needs assistance to detain. Click.
I'm the what? And she goes, no, the Commodore must assist with the detainment.
The
Easy for you to say.
Oh, God, can someone just kill her already? Lord Buku, at this point, you hear in your head from Elon, turn the lights off.
Right. Apparently, Commodore, your assistance is required to help detain the lady, because if you don't go right now, no one knows what might happen. Click.
Okay, so as that happens, you click. The Commodore actually screams. He a full throat like, oh no, I've ruined it. I failed my lady. She says, oh, it is dark. Oh, wonderful. Oh, thank God. The maid says, after like a small delay. Lord Buku, you can turn the lights on after a beat if you'd like.
Do you want to like scream Alana or something?
Oh, I scream a blood-curdling scream.
Perfect. You guys hear a blood-curdling scream.
And then I lay down on the ground.
And then I guess when the lights come on, I'm gonna.
You could pour on him.
So basically, the lights come back on now. Elon and Tongart, from the chamber you're in, Elon, you're on the ground. Tongart, what is your look dice?
Look.
Pink vitality column in the middle. Actually, Elon, I'm not going to have you do this, but I would need to also know that for Buku, Shishu, and XigXag. What are your look scores under vitality?
Oh.
6.
6.
Vitality.
6.
7.
7. Tongart, you're also 6?
Yes.
Understood. Tongart, you notice this sort of like without a check. I will say that Buku, Shishu, and XigXag, all of you notice enough of a thing that you may make a roll. Tongart, you don't have to make a roll based on sort of your position. That when the lights come back on, sort of standing sort of like out the hallway, not the direction they've come from, more from like the main entrance, you do see for a brief moment then let's get those rolls from XigXag, Shishu, and Lord Buku.
Okay.
Triple talisman.
You definitely see. Especially talisman, my goodness, that's all about the magic of the eyeballs.
No talisman.
Hold on. I got success in artwork and a success in talisman.
So just those 2 pairs, okay? Both of those will give you a pretty good. You'll catch a glimpse. XigXag.
Double artwork and a double gemstone.
So both Shishu and XigXag catch a glimpse, like as you guys are beginning to, like the lights come on, like sort of like off at a thing, maybe a shadow. You both see some dark robes for a moment, like down a hallway, sort of disappearing into in somewhere. Lord Buku, you can tell that those are dark desert robes, and underneath there is a green-scaled dragonborn. And Tongart, you from your position kind of see that without you notice that dragonborn you saw outside seems to have been in here as the lights come up, and he very quickly just like disappears like down some other corridor.
Who's that?
So as
who's what? What's happening? What are you seeing? Tell me. I have to solve the murder.
Other than that, I'm alone in the room still, right?
Well, Elon is there. Yes.
Right. So what I'm going to quickly
I'll
do
be
then,
casting an illusion. At some. I have cast an illusion, but I will tell you what that illusion is when
people come in for the big reveal. Yes, Tongart.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to go over to the table really quickly and find just a knife, probably from like a cheese tray or something, and I'm going to set it near the lady, and then I'm just going to, and as I'm doing that, I'm going to whisper to Alon. I'm going to kneel down as I'm doing this. I'm pretty sure that dragon folk we saw earlier, that he's in here. I just saw him before he like vanished somewhere else. So just be aware of that when you're scouting around. And then I'm gonna go sit down at the table and begin eating.
Okay. So basically everyone rushes in.
I'm not rushing in.
You're not. So XigXag does not go back with them.
I smelled that guy before, didn't I?
You have smelled him before, yes.
I should be able to track him.
Yes, but you don't even. All you saw was black robes. You have not seen him. Only Buku and Tongart know who it was that they saw.
But did I smell him though?
You weren't making a smell roll there. Because you didn't have, because like you only smell when you don't smell when a specific creature comes in. You notice when others of types arrive, and you just.
But I would like to wander around roughly that direction.
You can wander that direction. It's basically like you guys had like turned out of the room. You're going back, but you can track after him. That's fine. You do know what he smells like. But as everyone sort of comes back in, they find Elon. If you'd like to describe what it is they see.
So it is a grisly scene. Her her neck looks askew at a wrong angle. Her tongue has been cut out. It's lying on the ground. Her retinas have detached. There is blood.
We can see the back of her eyes.
Her throat has been. No, they're just like viscera out of her eyes. Her throat has been slit. Her arm is broken. Her clothes have been torn. There are rug burns on her shins, and it looks as if
CSI.
Gonna make my plans so implausible, but please continue.
It also looks as if someone has burned her cheek, and there is a brand on her leg, and it says it says it looks as if it's been carved in her own flesh. It says Ing Sun.
Ing Sun.
It's no Ing Tun, or maybe it looks like Ing Dun.
So it's as if okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Does Shishu think this is real, or does she know it's an illusion?
Well, Shishu, I don't know that the illusion plan was mentioned. I think Elon can do illusions, but this is pretty intense. Tongart, meanwhile, is just sitting at the table eating next to this. Mm-hmm. Everyone comes in. Commodore says, "Oh no, was that? But wait, what's happening?" And she's like, "Someone point me in the right direction.
Actually,
just get me close."
I'll have my back so that I haven't seen this. That'll be better.
Okay, sure.
So
I would have let a blood-curdling scream.
Understood.
Oh yes. And the scream comes in. And I'm just gonna assume everyone's still acting along, and I'm just going. Yeah. Oh yes. The lady. She was yelling about honor, and her honor was gone because of my rightful accusations that she had murdered the doctor, and so she committed suicide right in front of me. It was the most amazing. It was the most incredible thing.
I'm gonna run over to Elon and start to shake him.
Oh no. Well, Elon, you're pretty good at this. I guess Elon, make a perform roll to you have the illusions, which is helping, but just let's make sure you're
is that under? Let's see.
So I'll just follow as Shishu runs and go. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shishu, it's not real. It's not.
No, I know, but this is like
oh my gosh,
this is a lot more than. It's gonna be real hard to sell that she killed herself
Elon?
now, but I guess that's good.
Triple talisman, double artwork.
Triple talisman and double artwork. Okay, here's what I'll say. If you're trying to sell this, Shishu, you're cradling Elon, and Elon literally makes it look like an arm falls off. like as if that's been severed.
It's actually it's dangling. There's
one fully falling the stuff fake blood is getting onto you from the illusion of this.
My God.
So you think this is 100% real, as Buku's
I will lift up the mantle of disruption, and I will carry it forward to honor your memory and our parents. And she gives a whole.
As you're doing that, you do hear the
lament
maid saying, "Wait, the Duchess and the laddie are related."
Fucking accent.
XigXag, did you not follow into this room? Is that correct?
Correct.
You kind of walk back out to that main chamber. Take a few steps. You hear Shishu screaming behind you, but honestly, that's not that strange. You hear many raised voices. You're sort of following after. You're going in the direction where you saw those robes sort of vanish.
Mm-hmm.
You take a few steps, XigXag. There's sort of another one of these halls with the lights. This is not the servant style. This is one for many creatures, and in fact, the halls above are much higher. Go ahead and make a smell roll.
Oh, yes. Nice. Okay, and rolling one. Oh, I mean, not rolling, but making it match.
For sure.
That is 5 of trinkets
5 of trinkets. Wow.
and 2 of trophy.
Oh, wow. So you had 2 trophies and you had 5 trinkets, which is reminder memory. We'll certainly, let's go with, for sure go with that. A 5 of trinkets means you pick up that scent of that guy very easily from here. You can tell that he's down this chamber. You begin sort of walking this way. You know that he's still in this chamber. He's probably like in this hall. He might be inside of a room, but he's not far. He's within a couple hundred feet. You start walking in this direction. You smell him. You still smell the other, humanoid bipeds behind you. You go a little closer. And with that, I mean, you almost have like Daredevil, like rain vision of the guy at this point. You know kind of exactly where he is. But you can almost smell his pheromones just shifting slightly, as if you smell like the tiny little like alteration in his ode as he maybe shifts, and you perhaps suspect that he has heard you. And then you smell something else, another creature appearing nearby. This is not one that was on the vestiges. This is like appearing almost like right kind of in front of you, right near him. As if being conjured or summoned. It's this intense scent, one that you are somewhat familiar with. The sort of ceilings in here are very high. This is a place where a dragon could theoretically move down these halls in and out of those main chambers. But you suddenly find yourself about 50 or so feet from this tall giant who is kind of just coming into existence right in front of you.
Oh boy.
And what you sort of notice with your eyes in this sort of magical glow in this hallway is that, like the one who summoned him, the skin of this giant is green, but he does not seem jolly.
Oh boy.
And that is where we'll end tonight's chapter of this game. Ooh.
Is it a humanoid giant?
The giant. It's actually an interesting question.
Is it a giant or is it just giant?
It is a giant, like a giant type. It is that of that sort, but it is not one you think you've seen before. Or at least it doesn't immediately register. You can make rolls about that next session, but it seems to see you and be taking some kind of position against you. And that is where we'll end.
Okay.
Ooh, that's XigXag, all right.
It's cool. Giants and dragons get along so well.
It's never a problem. Well, guys, thank you so much for jumping into the prop component of tonight's game. That was really funny.
Keeping it casual.
So, I don't know if you remember, Philip. You remember when we started this, and this was we all have like our obsessions.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I have not been confronted with it.
Oh, is yours taxidermied animals?
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yeah, you were given a little taxidermied.
I'm leaving with this dog.
Yeah, you're like. So whatever happens, the real treasure is the dog I found along the way.
I do not care that much about the instrument anymore.
That's amazing. I did not remember that. That's fantastic. Well, everybody, thank you so much for jumping into that. That's great. We will resume this in a couple of weeks for our next session. And no, I did not think we'd wrap up the murder mystery tonight.
No.
I had no illusions. Only
I'm
Elon
surprised
had
we got
illusions.
as far as we did.
Yeah, you guys
I'm
did
surprised
pretty.
we got-
You got pretty far into it.
I'm surprised we got to the second murder.
Yeah, you got to 2 murders.
The suicide. Sorry, it was a suicide. She definitely killed herself.
Well, I mean that was once again some of that. Tongat was really hoping for some
That's
chatting
definitely
among the
Mad
group
Brooks.
beforehand, but didn't quite.
Nah, that's fine.
So, with that, we will come back to this in a couple of weeks. If you like what we do, follow the channel, subscribe if you can. We have other games on this channel. Tomorrow, we have Lost Lore Academia, where we're actually going to be probably getting the results of there was a lot of coordination this week on a special book fair called Armchair Detectives, where it wound up not being so armchair because they wound up going out of state to find out what happened to one of their missing compatriots. So that was super fun. So join us for the results of that tomorrow. On Tuesday, we're back with Grey in the Dark, where they're about to go on one wild ride through the Fairylands countryside. And here, and then on Friday, we will be back with Blood from a Stone, which has been going crazy right now as well, but that's kind of for usual for Blood from a Stone. Next week, we'll be back with the Star Wars game in this spot, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back with more Here We Dragon, so you can see how things go with this murder mystery party. Do you guys have things you want to plug or mention or talk up?
Andrew, did you finish Pendant yet? Are you gonna finish?
I haven't. There's a my cameras. There's a third act that I will be streaming on Tuesday. It is getting very, very interesting. So that is on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 here on Twitch at Andrew is Trying. I hope to see you there because it's really heating up and it's a very, very good story.
And Anna, how did your Scotch egg cooking go?
My Scotch egg cooking went very well. If you want to sign up for that, it's at my Substack. I do cook every week online, but I'm leaving for Italy, so I'm not going to be cooking this week online. But when I get back, I'll have some Italian inspiration, and we'll cook and we'll eat food.
Mangia.
You should, while you're in Italy, when you're in Italy, you
Mangia.
should just live eat stuff. Just be like.
I could do that.
Live eating.
An
It's like-
Italian mukbang?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's awesome.
And Jed, how's what is the version, this new raid run you're doing?
No money raid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been doing a free to play. I hit a big threshold last week where we had a side bet. I was gonna send my cowboy hat if I lost to a person. Now I get a Genzen mask, like one of those like samurai mask things, which is pretty cool.
You won.
I did win because
That's
I'm
great.
amazing at what I do. But we just started today. Actually, we had a live stream on YouTube for a clan boss draft. So I got 4 other CCs with me. We drafted champions. We had the chat ban one of them. And now I basically have a week to put together a clan boss team that will not embarrass me in front of thousands of people. So
Very
that's the
cool.
goal. We'll see how that works out.
Very cool.
And that's Deadwood Jedi.
Deadwood Jedi, yeah, go check. Yeah, you can just Google Deadwood Jedi. You can go to deadwoodjedi.com or have a website. You can go to Deadwood Jedi on YouTube. Whatever you like. That'll all work. Thank you.
And I guess for my Manzuka-sing, I will Philip already recommended this on this channel, but I'll do it again since I haven't done it. Now that the series finale is out, you can watch all 4 seasons of Servant in one go, and it is a fantastic show.
Very good.
Doesn't it have 5 seasons? When I started watching it, it's like, oh, it's good, and then look at it.
They
it's
just
like, there are-
the last episode of the 4th season just aired, and it's
It
a
aired
series finale.
past Friday. It's a series. It's
Oh,
over
it's
now,
like-
yeah. The whole thing.
But it's good. It's good.
saw, like-
It is a rarity in that it is a streaming show. It is on Apple TV Plus, and every episode sticks to being half an hour long. There are no varying time lengths. It's not like, oh, this episode's 54 minutes
Yeah.
long, and this one's 27 minutes
they-
long,
they
and then
tend to
this
be
one's
pretty-
an hour and a half.
Pretty
And it does the thing that like shows don't do anymore, which is like shocking moment credits, and you're like,
Oh,
right, like, oh, now I need to. Now I'm excited next week to see
We'll do
this, right? So
indeed.
it's very good. If you like weird psychological horror stuff,
It's just very well shot too. Like
Yeah.
it looks better.
It's just a
than
very
most
good looking show,
shows.
and it's just there's actors in it that you know that you haven't seen play this kind of role. There's actors in it that you're not familiar with maybe
Yeah,
that
the
are
Harry Potter
shining
guy.
everyone.
Harry Hess
Yeah, like
is in there,
Rupert
too.
Grint is great in it. And then it's nice that, like, where I know Toby Kebbell best from before this was being the other ape to Caesar's ape in the new Planet of the Apes movies. He plays Brutus against
Why didn't
Andy
you see
Serkis'
that?
Caesar.
Mocap. That is true. Yeah, so that's a fun show. So check that out, and check out everybody's socials and all that fun stuff, and all other shows in this channel. Just check stuff out and go to the library. Check something out. You know, check it out.
Libraries are also great.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate this, Drakons. We'll see you in a couple of weeks to see how this murder mystery party continues.
Also, actually, I do have one side note, just in case people are struggling with this and they don't know about it and you haven't done it yet. Libraries will help you with your taxes. So if you're struggling with that, just go to a library and they have programs to help you file your taxes. That will not cost you anything.
That is a very good tip.
Yeah.
That's nice.
There you go.
I feel like we owe you money now because that's a really good
No,
tip.
that's the whole thing. They're libraries.
No, I'm gonna pay you, Pierce.
No, you don't have to pay me. That's the whole
Already
thing.
Venmo'd you. Already Venmo'd.
Libraries are the best.
I will refund it. I will refund that.
I love
Refund
libraries.
the Venmo. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching. Until next time. Should I say who roared it? Or should I say something's a claw?
Whatever you're
Do you
gonna
have
say,
anything
though, I
better?
think that the maid has to sign us off.
Oh, okay. Then until next time, don't question the answers. S'il vous plaît. Bonsoir.
Bon Sawyer.
Arrivederci. Sayonara. I don't remember which goodbye is this language.
A cunning linguist.
Wow.
Wow.
Why?
Cunning.